Silenced. That's what many Christian communities in Nigeria feel today. They feel silenced, targeted, and abandoned, especially in the Middle Belt and beyond, where churches are burned, pastors are kidnapped, and the entire villages attacked, not by accident, but because of their faith. And yet, some still deny it's happening. The episode of this podcast challenges that denial. If you doubt that there is a genocide against Christians in Nigeria, don't argue with us or the headlines. Speak to the victims. Listen to the mothers who have buried their children, the survivors whose churches no longer exist. This isn't about politics. It's about truth, and nothing but the truth, which begins with the courage to listen to no one but your conscience, and no one should be cancelled for telling their story, especially when that story is soaked in blood. Let us begin. Today is not a comfortable conversation because it's not meant to be. We are not here to defend Nigeria's image, but we are here to confront Nigeria's truth. Recently, an American commentator, Bill Maher, described what's happening in Nigeria as a Christian genocide. Now, some rush to reject his words, including the government of the country, which is expected, as if the pain doesn't exist because the label is inconvenient. But let's be honest, friends. There is an uncomfortable element of truth in what Bill said. For over a decade, Christians in parts of northern Nigeria have been slaughtered in their homes, in their churches, on their farms. Communities have been wiped out. Yet federal response have been muted, slow, or worse, non-existent. Let's stop pretending. This is always banditry or header clashes. When people are targeted because of their faith, that's not random violence. That's a religious persecution. You can compel an attendance at interfaith events. You can issue politically correct press statements or rebuttals, but you can't compel a belief, especially when Nigerians have seen the graves, buried their pastors, and watched successive governments, look away. This is not about North versus South, not about Islam versus Christianity. This is about state failure, a failure to protect human lives regardless of faith. Successive governments, as I earlier mentioned, have chosen silence, euphemism, and cowardice over justice and truth. And in that silence, killing continues. So no, this podcast isn't a rebuttal to Bill Maher. It's a reminder to the Nigerian government that the world is watching, but more importantly, that God is watching. If the state won't call it what it is, then we will. And I urge you to call it what it is. Until justice speaks, we will not be silent. Friends, my name is Iyah, and I want to thank you for listening to this episode of my podcast, the Iyah Iyah Perspectives. And if you like this thought and perspective of mine, which I believe should be thought-provoking message, please like this channel, follow us, and share it with your friends. I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Bye.